Hello everyone, welcome back. Now, in last session, we saw what is the business use case or what is the problem we are trying to solve with Headless 360. Okay, so we are trying to create a assistance for our sales representative. Okay, and in fact, we already have created our first tool, which is to calculate the customer tier. Okay, so in the practical session of Headless 360, we created a customer tier tool where we were calculating the tier of a customer based on the annual revenue. Okay, now in this module we will be creating few more such kind of tools, and the combination of these tools will act as an assistant for our representative, business representative, sales representative, whosoever goes to accounts or goes to big organizations and meet with the contacts. Okay, so this assistant is going to help them a lot, and for that today we will be building another tool called creating a maximum discount, or understanding the maximum discount and then recommending the maximum discount based on the tier of a customer or tier of the account. Okay, now our customer tier action is independent, and our discount recommendation action is also going to be the independent. Like, we will not be calling customer tier action inside the discount recommendation. They are going to be the independent Apex classes. But once we put them in the MCP server, AI will automatically decide if it requires multiple tools or if it requires tools in a particular specific order, and if that is needed, or if the input of one, if the output of one tool is going to be the input for the other tool, that is also will be the independent calculation done by the AI tool. You need not to call them specifically or tell them specifically. Okay, all we need to do is to provide a good label and description, and should be able to understand what is the intent of your intent of the actual request. Okay, so today we are going to build a discount recommendation action. Okay, now discount, if we revise our customer tier action, you can see that we are calculating the tier of customer based on annual revenue. So if it is more than 1 cr, we are going to put it as platinum. If it is more than 10 lakh, we are going to put it as gold. If it is more than a lakh, it is going to be silver, else it is going to be a bronze tier customer. Similar to this, for each type of tier we are going to define a maximum discount. Okay, and then we are going to store that discount in a custom metadata, so that in later on, if leadership decides to change those discount percentage or wants to fluctuate those discounts based on various quarters, they can just do it outside of your code, and they can just directly pull up the metadata and then can make the changes. So we're going to use the custom metadata to store these discount related information. In our Apex class, we are going to fetch the value from the metadata and assign it to the service. Okay, so before writing the class, let us try to create a new custom metadata. Okay, and I'm going to call it customer discount policy. So policy, and we will save it. Inside that, I'm going to create two fields. One is going to be the customer tier, and other one is going to be the maximum discount. For customer tier, we are going to select text as the data type, and let's just name it customer tier. Length typically will not be more than 510, but for a safer side we'll go with the maximum, and then we will go with the maximum discount. This is going to be a number field. Let's call it maximum discount. I want to use 2 decimal places, and including that, length will be 2 as well. So discount will be like this, or maybe just 3 in case we want to provide 100% discount. Very rare, but so far we just created two different fields in the custom metadata, which is customer discount policy. Now let's create couple of records in it. So for each type of tier we will be creating a discount. So starting with platinum, maximum discount, let's say is 25%. Then for gold, let's say we are going to give 15. For silver, let's say we are going to give 10, and for bronze, let's give 7.5. We'll save it. So now let's go back to Apex and try to create an Apex class for this. So we are going to call it discount percentage or discount recommendation action. Okay, so let's call it discount action. Okay, I have already created that. Let's call it discount percentage action. Okay, so again this is going to be a global class. I'm going to write everything from scratch, so maybe you can script this part, or I'll try to fast forward it when I create it, but let's do it from basic, because I'll be explaining this as well for the people who are already expert in Apex. They can just go to the end result and use that class. So I'm going to create two wrapper classes. One is going to be the global request, and that other one is going to be the response. Both of these wrappers will have the variables. So first one is going to have invocable variable, and let's give it a label. It is going to be the customer tier. So this class is going to take customer tier as input. Okay, let's also write the description and give it something like customer tier returned by customer tier action. So basically this discount percentage is dependent on the customer tier. Though we will not be calling customer tier inside the discount percentage action, in the description we are telling that this customer tier will be returned by customer tier. This description will help your MCP client understand that it requires customer tier and try to go and fetch this customer tier from a customer tier action. Though even if you do not provide it, you will be able to call it based on the label and the need of it, but then if you provide, it will be better. Okay, so then let's give it a name. Let's call it global string customer tier, and similar to this we will have in the response, we'll also have other invocable variable, and we will call it maximum discount. Okay, let's call it max discount calculated based on customer tier. Okay, and let's just give it name. It is going to be discount, so it is going to be decimal, and we can say maximum discount. Okay, so we are done with input and output. Let's create the method which is going to do the heavy lifting for us. invocable method, and same pattern will be following. We'll be providing a label. Okay, so label is going to be again maximum discount. We can also write maximum discount method to make it more descriptive, and a description which will tell maximum discount allowed per based on anything you can write, just to make it descriptive, based on past account tier. Okay, and then the name of the method. So it is going to be global static list of response, and that name you can write like get discount recommendation. Okay, and it is going to take the list of request. Sorry, it is capital, let's call it request. Okay, request, and then here we will be writing the logic for it. Okay, so let's just get some more space. And first of all, what we are going to do, we will create a set of string where we'll be storing all the input customer tier. So new set of string. Writing these things feels like I'm writing a trigger. So I'll have a loop on the requests. Okay, so for request we'll have a loop, and then inside that loop we'll be passing the tier. Okay, we'll add it in the customer tier dot add request dot, and then we will get the customer tier. Okay, make sure you copy it from here, just to make sure that we do not make any spelling mistakes. Okay, ideally you should call customer tiers. Okay, see, the reason why we are doing this is because we will get all the customer tiers we are getting in the request, and then we will create a map. Okay, that map will have the customer tier as the key and the maximum discount as the value. Okay, so the reason why we are doing this is to bulkify our code. Now let's create a map where key is going to be customer tier and maximum discount is going to be the value of it. Let's call it discount map, and this discount map we will be using. Now here let's again try to have a loop on the metadata so that we can populate the value in it. Okay, so let's just go back to our custom metadata, and copy the API name of it. We'll have a loop on it, so let's call it policy, and then let's query it here. So select, now we'll have to have both these fields, customer tier and maximum discount, because these are the things we are going to put in the map from our custom metadata, where customer tier is in the set. We don't want to query any customer discount policy record which is not part of the or the customer tier is not in this set. Okay, we could have queried everything as well, but like just to optimize this, we are doing it via query. And then the exist part, just put everything in the map. Okay, so as I said, the key will be the customer tier. So on the key we will put the customer tier, and on the value let's just put the maximum discount, or we could also put everything from the metadata, but then because we are just querying the tier and discount and one is key, the logical thing to do is to make maximum discount directly as the value. Okay, so far so good. We were able to create our metadata. We'll come out of the loop and then again we will loop through the request. Now first we will create a list of response. The reason why we are doing this is because we will be sending this to as an output. Okay, so we will call it responses and new list, and then the last part, which is to have a loop on request again. So let's just copy it. Okay, now first before sending it, let's just create an instance of the response. Because it's a wrapper class, you'll have to create an instance and then assign value, and then response dot maximum discount, copy it directly from here, is going to be, and then get the value from our map, discount dot map get response dot customer tier. So we will query customer tier, and because it's already in the map, in return we will get the response from it, or we will get the maximum discount, which will be assigned to response instance variable we have created in the maximum discount variable field. And then what we are going to do, we will add this to the list of responses. Anything which you are not able to understand in this, make sure you ask questions. If you are part of WhatsApp group, ask directly. If you are not, maybe use the community and put the question in the Udemy session comment sections, and then I'll make sure that I check that and respond you. Okay, I also have the WhatsApp community. If you are not part of it, make sure you join that. Link for that is already attached in the Udemy course, because you can ask your questions directly one-on-one or in the group, and I'll make sure that I answer those questions. Okay, now there is something I did wrong, I am sure. Oh sorry, not discount map, this should be policy. I am so sorry for that. Let's save this, and then add this particular class as a MCP tool. Okay, let's just wait for this to get saved. Okay, so I was talking about the WhatsApp community. Make sure that you're part of it. If you have any doubt, any question, feel free to ask directly one-on-one, or any platform you find me, just ask that question, because it is important that you get the answer of that question. Okay, let me check. Sorry, what is the variable does not exist customer tier. Okay, yeah, this should be request. Of course, response obviously will not have customer tier, so this should be request, and once that is done, you'll be able to save it. So now our Apex class is done. We have stored the logic related calculation in metadata, and then fetch the metadata, and then did the assignment in the Apex class. Now let's go back to our MCP server. Okay, you have account here, calculation server already created. We are going to add this in the same server. You cannot add it in an active server, so you'll have to deactivate it first. You will go to tools and you will click on add tools. All the tools available will be on the left hand side, so maximum discount is also there. Just click on add tools. You can see the input and output schema, just one field in it. You'll save it. Tool was updated. Okay, now activate it, and we'll go to Claude Alright, so this is our project in Claude where we have already connected our Salesforce Dev or calculate account tier MCP server, the same server we are talking about. Okay, so now we have to ask questions. Let's go to account. Now this time we are not going to or will not be asking about the tier. Instead we will say, can you tell me how much maximum discount I can give to customer, and we'll paste the name of it and we'll send it. Let's wait for response. So here also after found tool you can see that it is first calling customer tier action. Even though we did not say anything, even though you know that your discount policy action does not have any direct reference, okay, it is asking if you want to allow to call this particular tool or not. We will allow it, and then it will call the discount percentage action. Now it is saying Global Tech Mumbai is a platinum tier customer, annual revenue is 10 CR, and which qualifies for a maximum discount of 25%. So you know that first thing came via your first tool, second thing came via your second tool, and we did not mention anywhere that you need to call first tool to get the second tool or to get the value, because it first tries to see and then check that okay, we need customer tier in order to be able to calculate the discount. It will call the first tool automatically. Okay, so there are just two tools, and in background there can be multiple tools we can add here, and then combination of that is going to give us the maximum value. So just like we calculated the discount here, in next session we will be creating a tool to calculate the customer's priority. Okay, because there are different customers, and even though they might have same annual revenue, but they might have different priority. But because priority is not only dependent on your annual revenue, your tier, or how much discount you can get, but there can be other additional factors as well. So we will be calculating the, or we will be creating a tool to calculate the priority of customer, so that when your sales representative goes to customer, they know that how important that meeting is going to be. All right, so I'll meet you in the next session with a new tool scenario. Thank you.